think that was all pretty much in order. Let the play go on, but nonetheless, here we are.
England very sensibly not involving themselves in any discussions with umpires. Not going to take the chance of taking things for referral. Not that that would have been one for them anyway, but that's an attempted threaded path through there, and it's worked out very well for England.
It has.
Terrifically read there. England putting in a lot of work.
One of the many wonderful features of Zach Wallace's skill set, Nick. He's a fabulous pass of the ball, and the purists will love the fact that he throws a lovely weighted pass. He can see space and put the ball into an area for players to run onto. Reminiscent of probably one of the best exponents ever of doing it in Ashley Jackson,
who's now part of Zach Jones's backroom coaching staff, brought in almost as a consultant for the things that Ashley can contribute to. England will be playing in their 15th World Cup this summer, and sad to relate, in those 14 subsequent World Cup appearances, only one medal has been gleaned, and that was back in 1986 when England took silver. It's just slipped my mind, Todd. Who
took silver to who was it again?
I can't remember now, actually. I think it was another Commonwealth country.
Yes, it was, Nick.
No, it was a breakthrough tournament for Australia. It had come so close so often, but finally, under the great Alan Berry's management, they got the monkey off the back.
Yes, Nick, Richard Aggers had a bit to do with that as coach, and actually, Nick, in talking about the very sad news of John Cadman, there's been recent sad news of the loss of Michael Nobbs, one of that team, and a huge character in not just Australian hockey but world hockey. There's many Japanese players, for example, and Indian players that were lucky enough to come under the eye of Michael Nobbs, and a very sad loss to our game, particularly in Australia.
Well, I think his tentacles reached a little further than that even. He was a fine man. Hockey's lost a lot of stalwarts, too many in recent months, certainly too many to mention.
And back to this game, Nick, and all of those people we've mentioned would not want us dwelling too much on them. They'd want us on the game, but look at this.
Great pace. And that's going to be a penalty corner.
It is.
England not able to cope there with the speed down the right attack side. The umpires talking to each other.
And it really emphasises the point I was going to make, was that still this game is taking more of the shape that Pakistan will like. England have just become a little bit loose, coughed the ball up a bit easily, and it's this type of area where Pakistan are so skilled and so suited, they'll ask those questions of defenders. The ball will be put into spaces like that, and here we are, another test for the penalty corner defence.
Yes, Connor Williamson penalised that time.
Oh, it's fabulous defence from England.
Really disciplined, aren't they, in those circumstances?
Payton's going to get this, or it's good enough. Yes.
England recycling it again. Just slowing things down a bit while people get back in position.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see this penalty corner replay if we get it, Nick, because we've had a number of teams in the tournament struggling with their penalty corner defence, and this is the difference, because it's not just the number one run, it's then the subsequent actions after that, the reactions, and also the skill level. And we're not just talking about handling the ball under pressure, we're talking about handling the ball under pressure while you're wearing gloves and a mask.
Yeah. All fair. Now, having said that, I wasn't going to dwell any more on the obituary column.
Yeah.
Todd, I'm going to throw one name out there.
Yes.
Somebody would certainly have enjoyed this one. Imran Shawani.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And our thoughts with his family on occasions like this one tonight.
Indeed they are. And one of the things that I love about the likes of Shawani, Nobbs, these people, Nick, is that so often you'll see a passage of play and someone will say, oh, that's, it reminds me of one of them. For Shawani, it would be, well, in fact, both of them, it would be their tight skill. Nobbs in defence, Shawani up front. You see anything with a left side defender just fabulously drifting through defenders like they're standing still, and it's reminiscent of the 1988 Olympic Games that everyone remembers so well. And that's the legacy they've left. As well, I'd hastily add, as being just unbelievably lovely people.
Yep. They were very different times. And the game has changed dramatically since those times, but they left a lasting legacy, that generation, and so many of them are still very involved in all sorts of levels of the game.
Good pass from Cownan, finding Banderak, but you can see, I wouldn't go as far to say Zach Jones is deliberately scratching his head in frustration, but you can just see that England just not quite with the sort of controlled fluency that they've had from the tournament so far. And I'm sure that's got a lot to do with the sort of pressure Pakistan are putting them under. Oh, now that's an opportunity lost right there, Nick. That was Moeen Shakil, who had done a wonderful job in eliminating. Now, I think this is either Banderak or Payton that's been green. Payton, I think it is.
Well, Banderak's already had.
Yeah, so it couldn't be him because it's
a green.
It's only a green card.
I think Banderak was just about to come on the onto the field.
Yes, that's exactly it.
But he's been sent back by Paul Gannon, the England manager.
So as we head to half-time, Nick, the positives for England are that they're ahead, but the positives for Pakistan is that it's much more like the sort of game that they know they can thrive in.
Ward coming very quickly into the heels of the Pakistan player. You would have heard him coming.
Oh, and they have no referrals in any case.
Well, that's drifted wide of the post. Mazzarello had switched with Ollie Payne at quarter time, watched it all away.
Oh, in any case, Nick, it was a tackle I'm 99% sure which came in from Hooper looked clean to me, so I don't think if they'd had a referral it would have amounted to anything.
And so we reach half-time here, England with a lead, but it's a very slender one. And they're not finding this perhaps as comfortable as they would have wanted, and some of us might have thought, because Pakistan are digging in here and showing that they are more than capable of. Yeah, and he's left a legacy of great friendships in and around Amsterdam, of course, where he was embedded for a while, and they loved him there.
Yes, Nick, I can tell you from experience, you'll learn more about defensive shape and structure with Jim Irvine in a cafe with salt and pepper shakers and a flat white than any other person I know. Now, that's all going on there. That looks to have come off a body. Whether it was lifted or not, I don't know. Pakistan don't have a referral, and neither do England, do they, Nick? I think, have they? But yes, they've both used them.
They have both launched and lost. Digger is being served something which looks like it might revive and fortify, but it's probably no more than a tea or a coffee, but it looks very nice down there.
It does.
We had a shot of a moment ago, it looked like the Politburo or something, but Tayyab Ikram, the president of the International Hockey Federation, he's very much up front and central to that group there. That's the top man in hockey around the world.
Oh, good trap, but Waller, they'll get this, and sensible from Waller. That's a really good, smart piece of play there, Nick. And clearly this is England's recognised strategy. Very happy just to soak up time.
Jack Waller gets through a lot of work, doesn't he?
Oh, well, go back to that, your point about superstars, Nick. There's, as I say, a number of players out there for England that are very highly regarded by their peers on the international circuit. This fellow, number 7, Zach Wallace, being probably top of the list. When you talk about currently the best players in the world, it's people like him, Tom Craig that are being mentioned. Tom Craig from Australia, of course, but here's a chance.
That looks a bit loose. Well, England have coughed up a penalty corner here, and that was a little un-England-like in this context of this tournament. They've been very disciplined, but that was a poor challenge. No real surprise the umpire's gone for the penalty corner here.
You can see the reaction from Mohammed Ahmed here. Just as it's Waleed Rana, the younger of the Ranas, who've won this ball.
I'm not sure Pakistan actually wanted a whistle here.
No, that's exactly what I was saying. Watch number 35, Mohammed Ahmed there. That's shortly before he buried his stick into the pitch, but nonetheless, here we are. Mahmood to the left. That's where it'll go, I suspect. No, to the right.
Slip back, shot. Oh, that's deflected wide.
Now, who's got the touch on that?
Was it the postman or was it the keeper?
Based on the sound, Nick, which was we didn't hear the sound of the stick, but I think that's Mazzarello, and that is really a remarkable piece of work. This could be, well, from that range, if he saved that, this would be save of the tournament for me. Fortunately, we're not getting a replay just yet.
There's hardly been a break in play, and that's the way this game is likely to end up. Now, if that one had gone in, almost 10 minutes left, it would have been like the Alamo down there, I think. And Pakistan really would have thrown what little caution they had to win.
Here it is. So it's Sufyan Khan, pass behind the back. Oh, I think that's Aubrey on the line.
Yes, it's certainly not the keeper.
No.
Paul Gannon, the manager there, with clenched fist in celebration. That's a great contribution there from James Aubrey.
And I think the reason we haven't heard it, Nick, is because it's just, we go back to the cricket as our topic. He's just literally just guided it off the face of his stick behind. That's a marvellous save.
Yeah. Right off the sweet spot there. Ahmad taking a card for Pakistan, so they're down in numbers.
Oh, yes.
And that's, with Pakistan down to 10, England immediately finding a way through and opening up a 3-goal lead again. And that might just put this one firmly to bed now.
Well, interested to see who scored that in the end. Is it off Banderak? It's Fox. He's done brilliantly along the baseline. Has Banderak got an inside edge on that? If there's one person that can score from there, it's definitely him. But
make a good poker player, Zach Jones, wouldn't he?
He does. He would. But notice that James Aubrey front and centre in that celebration, Nick, and rightly so, because, well, what could have been 3-2 is now 4-1 on the basis of that fabulous save that we saw from James Aubrey.
Well, the post defenders, the penalty corners, don't get enough credit for their work. When you watch just how much power goes into the penalty corner, the fact they're standing there just with a slither of wood to defend themselves is remarkable.
Oh, and in particular in that type of scenario, Nick, where it's not just from the top of the circle, because of that pass behind the back. Abu Mahmood is flicking that from, gosh, 13, even 12 metres.
Ben Fox has been credited with the goals. Certainly initially, Todd. Not necessarily the final say, but that's certainly the initial.
So that would indicate that for the third time today, Nick, the last touch on it has been actually
Off the defender.
Off the defender.
Not been the best of days, or the luckiest of days for deep-seated defenders. England putting clear daylight between themselves and their Pakistan opponents here.
Yeah. They've definitely got this game currently well under control, which of course means that Pakistan are about to score. Yeah.
There you go again.
And I'm hastily reminding myself that at this point yesterday, Japan were leading 3-1. So Pakistan scored 3 to win it in that time. So.
Well, we used to talk about the Germans, the side that were never beaten until they were on the bus going home. And you could say the same about Pakistan, the way they've approached this tournament. They've certainly not taken any easy routes.
No, but you can see, you see how deep James Albury is here, and that's the critical bit. That means that they've always got that insurance, and that's what's allowing them to play with such a level of control and have the options that they've got. And that makes it very, very difficult for Pakistan to press and create any sort of turnover.
Now, whether that's been called as a tactic from the bench or whether that's just the on-field collective intelligence, I don't know. Certainly, Tom, maybe you've got a...
Oh, no, that's very much part of the plan, Nick. That's the way that teams will deal with, for example, high man-to-man pressure. Now, who's this for?
Sam Ward seems to be making his way across.
Well,
is it Ward who's going to sit down here?
Looks to be, yes.
Well, he knows the way. He likes a bit of a sit down, does Sam. You don't want to take the fire out of his game. He'll be smarting that England have scored 4 and none of them down to him.
Yes, that's right. He's been close on a few occasions. We've seen a couple that have just zipped past his reverse stick side, but as any striker will tell you, that's part and parcel of the life of a striker.
Yes, he's been a constant thorn, a constant irritant to the Pakistani team, and a few sides around the world will just know how irritating he can be, including England on occasions.
My great friend Nick, former Australian striker and now Kookaburra coach Mark Hager, would always tell strikers, if the ball zips past you, don't worry, keep the right position, don't go looking for it.
Pakistan looking for something by way of what would almost certainly only be a consolation here.
Oh, that's bold. No, I think you're absolutely right, Nick, and I think a consolation reflecting what's been, by and large, an excellent England performance. They weren't at their best for a bit in the second quarter, but since then, in this half, I think they've been absolutely...
They've been at it, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been at it, and they've all, right from the first moment of this tournament, they've been the best team here. Which their world ranking suggests they should be, of course, but you've still got to get the job done, and getting the job done is exactly what they've done, which is leading me to...
Indeed. Nice ball handling again. Good to see that Pakistan have not given this up. Still playing for the shirt. Playing for each other.
Yes, so as we go into the last couple of minutes, in what has been, Nick, for me, an excellent England performance. Every player on the pitch has contributed. But the game is ultimately about getting the little white ball into the rectangular box at the other end, and that's why, for me, Nick, the game was really broken apart with those two powerful conversions from Sam Hooper. He's also played very well in the game, along with Waller and Albury and Williamson at the back, but I think those two penalty corner conversions is what's really given or put England into the comfortable position that they're in. And England number 33, Sam Hooper, is my player of the match.
A good call, Todd, and thank you for all of your calls, both in terms of the play-by-play stuff, but also the man of the match awards that you've made light of. Not an enviable task ever. As far as Pakistan are concerned, one of the things I really hope is this final match defeat here, and I think we can talk in those terms now without being embarrassed by it turning around. Serve only to highlight the work that Pakistan now need to do between this tournament and the qualification and the World Cup itself proper.
Yes.
Not to detract from their achievements.
No.
In getting back in the big time, getting back onto the world stage. They're a team now that needs the backing of the Pakistani hockey fans. Get behind them and see how high you can build their confidence levels going into the World Cup.
Well, Nick, I think it's all about stability, and it's stability of play is based around the comfort of things like knowing that you're going to the World Cup.
Yep. Ripped out. Little indecision on the penalty corner. England gleefully smashing it away. We've got a Pakistani player down in the circle. I think it's more fatigue than anything else. He's up again now. Yeah,
and that I go back to the point about my choice of Hooper as player of the match. Pakistan, I think, Nick, I need to check my numbers, but I think they've had as many penalty corners as England, if not more. And I think there's more differences to the game than just this, but very clearly it's that efficiency of conversion provided by Hooper that's made one of the big differences in the game.
Yeah, I think they both had 3 penalty corners.
Yeah.
But yes, England's conversion rate has been most impressive. For England, well, they too will be working very hard between now and the World Cup. They'll want to keep the team unity, but just fine-tune a few things.
Yeah.
Lots of in-depth study of opponents, which they'll know more about, of course, once the draw is made. Gall taking a card here for England. And he won't be coming back. And he won't be going off to run a bath either, because the game comes to a rather untidy end. But England continuing their good form here, right to the final whistle. And they've taken this game against Pakistan by 4-1, and in pretty confident style as well.